Okay, good morning everyone. So today we're going to talk about we'll talk about availability set and availability zone. So what is meant by availability set? What is meant by availability zone? So this topic we'll discuss today. Okay. So we'll consider one scenario. As of now, what we discussed we have one virtual machine created, and within that virtual machine you hosted certain kind of applications, and you are trying to access that application from the internet. So this is what so far we have discussed. So far, as of now, we discussed this much. So this is clear. So for example, this is a single virtual machine. Single virtual machine. So now, just imagine or just understand. For example, there is one application I hosted in this VM. You can take it as Flipkart only, no issue. Okay. So you hosted your Flipkart application on a single virtual machine. And this single virtual machine is around two virtual CPUs and 4 GB RAM. So this is the configuration for this VM. That is fine. And now you just observe the point. This virtual machine, I kept it under one region. So this virtual machine I hosted on one region. For example, East US region I hosted. Now everything is goes fine and Flipkart is accessible by the public and people are seeing the traffic and utilizing the application. That is absolutely fine. But all of a sudden, if something happened to the East US data center, what about the Flipkart application? It will be collapsed. It will be collapsed. To prevent this scenario, you have two options. Either you need to make this East US center 100% available, or you need to maintain a concept of disaster recovery. So you need to maintain a concept of disaster recovery, or else you need to make your region 100% available. This we can't assure. You need to make 100% available region. We can't assure because there might be climate changes, there might be power outages, there might be network outages. We can't expect when it has to be happen. But we have one control in our hands, that is to maintain the disaster recovery. If something is happened, then immediately the other thing needs to be available. So you need to design one mechanism. So that disaster recovery purposes will be served by the availability set and availability zone concept. So what is first we'll discuss about availability zone and then we'll come to the availability set. Okay. So for example, you kept your server in East US region and you have the VM here. So while creating the VM itself, it is asking, do you want me to utilize availability zone or do you want me to utilize availability set for this VM? So what is meant by it? If we consider availability zone, what exactly it will do? What exactly it will do? So if you talk about availability zone in a separate, what is exactly meant by availability zone? For example, you have your virtual machines kept in one region, that is East US region. Within this East US region, for example, you kept it under East US region. So within that region, there might be three data centers available. Okay, so this is the region you are going to create your VM, that is East US region. So within the East US region, within this region, you might have three data centers. Okay, you might have a three data center. For example, if you consider India itself, if you consider India region, within the India region, the region is India only. Okay, within this, you have a data center of Mumbai and you have a data center of Nagpur and you have a data center of, I can say nearby is Bangalore. For example, you can take or Pune, you can take Pune. So for example, in India, there might be many number of data centers, but all those things are comes under India region only. So in India, we have multiple data centers that we used to call it as zones. That we used to call it as zones. Okay. So what exactly it will do? If you select if you select availability zone, then what it will do, it will keep your server in three zones under single region. Okay, it will maintain the replica in three. So altogether, these are replicated. So these are synced. These three zones, whatever you are talking about within a single region, these are nearby zones or nearby places, and these three nearby places are interconnected. So these three nearby places are interconnected, so that if something is happened to your one region data center within one zone, your replica will be served from the another zone from the same region. So this way we can prevent some kind of failures, data center failures or regional failures. This is about availability zone. So if we consider the same availability zone in India, it might be three zones nearby. That is the reason we have a three zones connected. But we do have some regions with only two zones available. With only two zones available. In that scenario, you need to host your VM and you need to host it within a single region, then that will be replicated to the two available zones. It depends on the regional. So the Microsoft itself provided certain region information. For example, you consider this region, I have these many number of zones. If you consider this region, I have these many number of zones. Like that, the Azure already provided the list of regions with availability zone. So now in this scenario, you are creating a VM with availability zone concept, and you selected availability zone 1, availability zone 2, availability zone 3, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. If you select these three as an option, then your VM will be replicated to the two other regions, two other zones along with your primary zone. But these three are hosted within a single region. So this is about availability zone. So in the same availability zone, you have replica of 3 or 2 based on the regional capacity, the regional availability from the Azure itself. So if you consider the same here, for example, while creating the VM itself, I choose an option called availability zone. Availability zone. Within that zone, I have three options. One is zone 1 and zone 2 and zone 3. Some regionals have only two zones. If you select some other availability zone for some other region, then there might have only two zones. Okay, so based on the regional, it has the zones. You have to select with respect to a regional so that you have the availability zones available. So this is absolutely fine. Now, for example, I want to host my application in Sri Lanka regional only. For example, I'm talking about. So I decided to host my applications in Sri Lanka regional only. That is my blind, and I want to utilize from this data center, this regional only. But somehow this Sri Lanka regional don't have availability zone option. Don't have availability zone option. Now this Sri Lanka having only one data center. Within the data center only, you need to put your VM. Okay, you need to put with your VM. So in that scenario, if something is happened to the Sri Lanka region, then data center, then everything will be collapsed. But still, you want to keep your systems or everything into the Sri Lanka region only. Is there any other option apart from availability zone to prevent, at least to minimize this situation, to overcome the situation? Yes. How, for example, if you consider the Sri Lanka region data center only, basically how the data center looks like, everything they used to keep in a single data center, they used to keep it in a racks model. For example, this is one rack, and this is one more rack, and this is one more rack. So this kind of racks they used to maintain in the data center, and each rack they used to put the servers. Under each rack they used to put the servers. For example, on rack 1 they are keeping one server, some servers, and rack 2 they are keeping some other servers, and rack 3 they are keeping in some other servers. So this way, in the within the data center, your servers will be adjusted. Now come to the same scenario. For example, if I keep my server, or if I keep my server in a single rack, that is rack number 1, if I keep in rack number 1, what will happen? If data center fails, then everything will be collapsed. To prevent that, what I said, there is a concept of rack. Within this rack, what they used to maintain? They used to maintain the replicas in a rack specific. For example, if you keep your servers in rack 1 or rack 2 or rack 3, there are three different racks, and each rack will be differentiated with a dedicated power supply and a dedicated network supply. Basically, how the data center will be collapsed, apart from the climate changes, it will be collapsed only with the purpose of power outage or network outage. So power outage or network outage. This is the only two regions which your data center will be failure except climate situations. So power outages and network outage. For example, if you imagine entire this data center is supplied with a single power provider or single network provider. If something is happened with that power provider and if something is happened with the network provider, everything will be collapsed. Instead, what they used to maintain, okay, for rack 1, they'll go for one power provider and one network provider. For rack 2, they will utilize one more power provider and one more network provider. And for rack 3, they will utilize one more power provider and one more network provider. For example, for rack 1, they are utilizing Hathway, or for rack 2, they are utilizing Act FiberNet. For rack 3, they are utilizing Excitel. They are splitting the network providers. Similarly, the power also they will splitting network different providers each rack. So if you observe this probability here, if something is happened, if something outage has happened, there might be a possibility of only one particular provider having outage, but not three providers at the same time. So in this scenario, if one provider having issue, only the servers connected within the track only gets affected. At least we will prevent other servers also. No? At least we will prevent other servers also. So with this, they used to utilize network supply is a different and power supply in a different provider within a single region. At least we will minimize the effect. So if you observe the same scenario here, for example, I want to keep my VMs in a single rack. What about if it gets affected? That is the reason the recommended approach is you need to split your VMs to keep it in a different racks. For example, I'm maintaining two copies in a single rack and one copy in a second rack and one copy in a third rack. So that if something is happened to the rack one, remaining servers from the other racks will start working. Anyway, they are available. So at least to maintain the disaster recovery, the possible options we are utilizing the possible options. So fine. So now you decided to utilize availability set, and within the availability set, you have decided to host your servers in a multiple racks. So I have rack 1 and I have rack 2 and I have rack 3 like that. And I decided to split my servers in multiple racks. For example, on rack 1, I kept one server, and rack 2, I kept one more server, and rack 3, I kept two more servers. For example, I'm maintaining these many copies. So this is absolutely fine. So there is one more problem here. So you said that each rack is protected by a different power card and different network card, so that if something happens to the power outage of one rack, so other rack providers, other racks will be affected. Other racks will be starts working. So this is absolutely fine. Now I have one more scenario for the problem. What is that scenario? So every time the Windows, for example, you are utilizing Windows as an operating system, they will provide updates. They will provide updates. So with the updates, what will happen? Once the Windows releases the updates, what will happen? Every server utilizing the Windows, for example, this I installed Windows, this I installed Windows, this I installed Windows, and this I installed Windows, and this also I installed Windows. For example, if you consider, and all of a sudden, all the servers are get receive the updates, and all of the servers are updating. Once updated, all of the servers are getting rebooted. What about this scenario? So in this scenario also your application will be down for some time till the server gets updated, till the get server rebooted. So to prevent this scenario also, there is one more concept in availability set that is called update domain. What is meant by this update domain? If you specify update domain as 2, what is meant by this 2? At any point of time, only two servers will get update. Once these two servers are getting updated, remaining servers will be available. Once the two servers are getting updates completed, then the remaining will gets the update. For example, if you specify update domain as 2, then initially this server or this server gets updated. During this time, these three are available. These three are available. Once these two are completed, these two are available, and next it will start updating on remaining two. During this time, these three are available. Once these two also completed and remaining leftover one, this will be updated. During this time, these four are available. So this is the concept of update domain. And the way how you are splitting the racks, right? The way how you are, I said that you are keeping one in the rack and two in the second rack, third in the third rack. This will be designed or this will be defined by using a concept of fault domain. If you specify fault domain as two, each rack at least contains two domains. So they used to maintain two. If you are splitting or if you're utilizing 5 copies or around, then they used to maintain 2 copies within a single rack. More than that, it won't keep it. So it will adjust that racks accordingly. So this is the concept of fault domain or update domain in availability set. So that at least within the single region, we'll try to protect, we'll try to make our servers available without affecting any disaster.